we're good. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. We on this journey of these Disney live action films that have been kind of this wave of a roller coaster up and down and such. Coming off of the last one, which was Aladdin, which is apparently closing in at $1 billion apparently.
Yep.
And Dumbo flopping this year. We got Lion King.
You know the way I look at this, CJ? Dumbo flopped so Aladdin could make $1 billion.
Look, I didn't go see that movie for a reason, because there was zero reason for that movie to be 2 hours and it's not even focused on Dumbo. Like that was the feeling of Dumbo in and of itself. But anyways, Lion King's out. It was good. I mean, I don't really think there's any more to really go about it and such, but I guess I get y'all guys' take on it. I thought it was good. I didn't really have an issue and stuff. I guess start with Niger and we can work our way over and stuff. What did you think of this film?
Okay, so to Dumbo's defense,
oh boy, here we go.
to Dumbo's defense, Dumbo came out in a very bad time. I mean,
it did.
If I'm not mistaken, it came out either the same week. It came out in March. It came out March 29th. And it came out around either the same week, which, matter of fact, let me just look this up right now.
Before Endgame, actually.
It's Captain Marvel.
Week before Endgame.
Oh, Endgame, yes, you're right.
Before Endgame, it came out.
Yes. So, considering the build up for that moment for Endgame and everything and all the money Endgame took, Dumbo didn't get a fair share. I didn't hear bad reviews about it, but just people didn't go see it.
I watched it.
It just came at a bad time.
You say bad time. You say bad time. I just feel personally like the movie was too long and too focused on the humans instead of Dumbo. But it is what
maybe.
It is.
But the Lion King was 2 hours solid. And I enjoyed it. This was and you guys can. I did my review for it not too long ago. This movie was literally a National Geographic Disney movie. It was so visually great.
Yep.
And the IMAX did it justice, and it was complete adaptation from the animated film. So, to not much surprise, but added dialogue, a little bit of shifting in direction as far as how certain events happen, but nothing that really deviated from the original scope and focus of the original film. But forget the plot. Forget the voice.
You already know the plot.
I was gonna say we already know.
You know the plot.
I mean, look, they told us critics don't spoil it. I'm like, if you've never seen Lion King, I don't know what to tell you, man.
This one was the movie that was spoiled because it was really just the original film. But look, forget the voice acting. Forget the plot. The movie was just visually damn good. It just was just really good. And again, you watch this movie on mute, you're gonna love it. Matter of fact, put it on mute and let James Earl Jones only talk, and you legit have one of the best National Geographic nature documentaries of this year, easily.
I mean,
hold on. First of all, you being unfair, Niger. You talk about just let James Earl Jones talk. I'm sorry. Ever since I saw that meme video, I want Snoop Dogg to be covering all National Geographic commentary from now on.
Yeah, I mean,
y'all are too much.
But yeah, you ain't lying on the visuals because those animals acted like animals while talking. So,
yep.
But I guess Eris, what did you think of the movie?
You know what? I'm just gonna go ahead and I'm just gonna parrot everything that Niger just said. It's it was a solid film. I've honestly felt this way about Disney's live action films that go full CGI ever since The Jungle Book. And I feel like anytime that they have to put out an animated film, especially ones that are centered around the animal characters, as long as you do it in the same style as you did Jungle Book, you're good.
Yeah.
Make whatever necessary changes that you need to make, where it doesn't have to necessarily rely on pop culture, but still keep it as close to the source material as possible.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, what about you, Sam?
Yeah, I actually really enjoyed it. I think you guys nailed it on the head when it came to the visuals. Like, this probably is one of the best visual looking movies I think I've ever seen. Like they took it to a whole nother level, to the point that I was like questioning what was real, what wasn't, even though I knew this couldn't be real. You know what I'm saying? And even like what you were saying, like the mannerisms of the animals, even though they were talking as though like they were being expressive, they were still moving like animals. But I think a big highlight for me was Chiwetel Ejiofor, man. I think that he nailed his role of Scar. And like, to me, like for him to come off of like all this backlash, people like, he's not, you know, Jeremy Irons is this, he's such a legend. Like, he was like, you know what, I'm gonna take this, I'm gonna make it my own and keep the dialogue. And I was really surprised by how well he worked in this film. And like in my review, he was the highlight of everything I talked about.
Yeah, I mean, look, that dude chewed scenery. Like, look, you know, there were certain things about the film. Like, look, so the soundtrack was dope. I'm glad that they brought Hans Zimmer back for the soundtrack for this movie. And
yeah.
Stuff. They did a lot of reworking.
Brought him back.
Yeah, they brought back Hans Zimmer.
He did the original.
Yeah, he did the original.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, he did the original. They brought him back for this one. They brought back Elton John to rework a lot of the songs and stuff. What I thought was cool was that, number one, the actors actually sung the songs. They didn't replace them with other people singing it, like Seth Rogen and Donald Glover and the little boy. I think what's the kid's name? McCrary. I forgot his first name. McCrary. Yeah, McCrary.
Came off Broadway. Yeah.
Billy Eichner and stuff. They sang Hakuna Matata. There was no like stand in for singing. They sung that song, like straight up. You know, Beyonce and Donald Glover sung "Can You Feel the Love Tonight," and it actually was pretty good. I think a lot of people were joking about, "Oh man, Donald's gonna have to carry Beyonce." It was fine. I don't know whether people were joking or being serious. I mean, I was just like, okay, I guess, guys. I mean, can we just watch the movie? I mean, you said it best, Nigel. Like, Beyonce was serviceable as a voice actress in the film. I mean, I didn't have any complaints. I mean, I'm not going to sit there. I know the Bayhive is going to probably be like, she was phenomenal. And I'm like, she was
First of all, the Bayhive was in this movie.
I mean,
so the issue is with the Beehive and all their, you know, how they
she said the Beehive.
Yeah, it's the Beehive. It's just the Beyonce Beehive. You know how religious and righteous they are at the crusade and taking anybody down. So just FYI, for everybody that's doing this review right now, let's check on each other tomorrow, because if we say anything bad, we're going to be ridiculed in the comments. And an abundance of these Beehivers that we haven't never heard of, they don't even get on YouTube half of the time, but they will attack us if we say anything evil. So for our own personal safety, we're going to say this and just be done with it.
She was serviceable. That's nice.
Beyonce, yes, she was Nala. It was not the story of Nala. It was the story of Simba. And Nala was cool. Good job, Beyonce.
She was serviceable. It's like if anything, I'm saying she's serviceable because there was a lot of folks. I saw somebody literally take like a 5-second clip from a trailer and was like, "Oh my God, Beyonce is just laughable as a voiceover." I'm like, it was 5 seconds from the trailer. Like you can't tell what she was going to do. And when you watch the movie, it's like, oh, her voicing it. To be honest and stuff, to give her credit, her voicing Nala, it didn't distract from the movie.
CJ, I'm gonna tell you.
It didn't.
No, I'm really gonna be real with you, man. A lot of people have not forgiven Beyonce for the Fighting Temptations.
Oh,
you know what?
Watch out, Harris. You need to tread lightly, sir.
Tread lightly.
Understand.
Tread lightly for what? I'm just speaking facts. People have not forgiven her for that movie.
No. Again, we can talk about Beyonce later, but I'm just gonna let you know that Jay-Z was talking to another woman on the front row of a game over Beyonce, and people were in that other woman's comments and everything wanting the death of her. Like,
first off,
they don't play for her. Beyonce is not a joke.
First off, like I said again, she didn't distract from the movie. She did her job as Nala.
Thank you for participating.
If anything, I would say this though. There were other actresses in this movie that I totally forgot they were in it. Like I forgot that Alfre Woodward was Sarabi. Like I don't know why I didn't pick up on that when I was watching. I was like, she sounds familiar, but I don't know who. And I was like, oh, that was Alfre Woodward. Damn.
I mean, of course, they had to go with a different actress for her. I mean, for her character, since the original voice actress of Sarabi had passed away.
Yeah, she passed away and stuff. You know, James Earl Jones is James Earl Jones. He commands.
Man,
I mean,
I'm just gonna be real.
Was a beast, bro.
He was
without missing a beat.
Without missing the beat. But let's be real. That man came in and just did this like he was doing a typical line reading.
I really feel he slept walked through it, but we couldn't tell he slept walked through it.
He did it. He definitely did it in his home studio. Just not without a doubt.
That man was chillaxing.
Just to put a bow on the women in this role, and the women that had voice roles in this movie, they came to play. And it's an all-star cast. Yeah, I was just about to say Florence. Absolutely, yeah, they came to play.
Look, without a doubt. They added. Look, so the thing about this movie, before we get to the other actors and stuff, and really talk about the movie and stuff, like the things that this movie did, it's more or less one for one like the original movie, with certain extra stuff added to it to kind of enhance certain things that you didn't get in the cartoon movie and stuff. But it's not, it doesn't distract from the movie. It's basically, they just add that little thing in there just to kind of extend certain things, like Timon and Pumbaa, and the fact that they actually have an entourage where they live at now.
Also them meeting Simba still took place in the same place, but they didn't have that conversation in the animated film. They didn't have the conversation until they actually took them back to their home. And whereas in this film, they had the conversation right there when they rescued him.
Yeah. So it's and also the hyenas. I mean, this is actually a good segue and stuff. I actually like them. I mean, they're funny still, just like in the original one, but they're funny in different ways. And gotta be real, Keegan and Eric Andre, they almost sound the same. So I had to sit there and really parse out who was who.
I didn't know which one was which either.
Agreed. That's a good.
I want to say the dumb one, Azizi, was basically Eric Andre. I think that was Eric Andre. But their dynamic was hilarious and stuff. So it's like, even though there were certain elements that were in the cartoon that wasn't here, they were able to add certain things that still kind of kept the spirit of those characters and the hyenas and stuff. So it worked.
I did like how the direction they went with Shenzi.
Oh yeah. Because
like at first
she was literally like, she was the leader of the pack.
Bruh, she was full on HNIC like with this.
Because Whoopi Goldberg, I love her to death in the original one, but like Shenzi in the cartoon, she never came off as the leader.
Not at all.
This one is like,
none of them did, to tell you the truth.
Yeah, this one, Shenzi is like de facto, she's leading this definitively. Yeah. It ain't a question. Even though Scar is in charge, it's like, no, she's leading this.
Can I say that this is, not trying to sound controversial, nothing like that, but can we say that by them doing a move like that, this was like another, what was it? Women of power.
He's going there.
You know what? I don't.
No. I'm not even trying to troll. I'm not even trying to be funny. Like, I'm genuinely asking this question. Like, do you think that they did that for the movie?
No, I don't think. I don't think it was on. I don't think it was on purpose, but I think it was one of those. Hey, what can we do to enhance certain elements and stuff?
Or to your point that you said, they decide to make a definitive leader,
yeah.
And it wasn't so much of a statement. It was clarity, and it makes sense. And also, like, we talk about Nala's progression through this movie. I also like the fact that they are getting away in all the movies of the guy saving the woman, where if you are to be called as to the queen of the Pride Lands, then you don't just inherit it by love factor, but your claim is by your statue, and she proved that without a doubt. She's the queen. She wasn't the strongest, obviously, as Mustafa and the bloodlines with them have been proven to be the strongest in the animal kingdom, but as far as her being strategical to come out with a plan in every sticky situation, she did it.
Yeah. She came
in my eyes, that's a queen.
She came up with look, she put in her work. All right.
Yeah, I don't know. That's what I'm saying. I think it wasn't like, I think this is the mistake that a lot of people do when it comes to whether it's Lion King or whether it's like all these other movies and stuff, even movies outside of Disney, is that I think people. And don't get it twisted, I think some companies do purposely do it, but I think Disney and some other companies, I think they do it as a way to, I don't know whether it was you, Najee, or Sam that said it, to get away from what we knew of the tropes of before, where it's like, oh, woe is me, I'm the helpless wonder. It's like, no, give them some agency, but it's not like forced. It's just like, oh no, that makes sense.
Exactly.
So and I think that's really good progression. overall. You have to go in that direction and stuff within reason and stuff. So, but yeah, I mean,
it worked.
Yeah, it definitely worked overall and stuff. I never knew I wanted John Oliver as Zazu.
Yeah,
I never did either.
Said the same thing.
He was so good, and it's crazy because it took me years to realize, whoa, Mr. Bean was Zazu. Wait, what?
Yep.
And it's kind of just like when he came up on the scene on this movie, I was like, yo, he's doing his thing with this. But did y'all catch with Scar, like, there was like a small little bit of dialogue, and this might be kind of spoiled territory, but I mean, technically we can't spoil the movie, but there was something that Scar has said to Mufasa or something like that. It was like, you shouldn't turn your back on me. And then he was kind of like, I wouldn't dare challenging you. And then he said again. Did y'all catch that?
Oh, yeah. I caught that.
Oh yeah. I mean, that's.
And I was like, wait, is that how he got his scar?
Because I'm trying to remember. Did they have that sort of? I'm trying to remember the dialogue in the cartoon. Did they imply that in the cartoon?
No.
Oh wow,
it wasn't.
Okay. All right, that's what I'm saying. They add things to enhance certain things and stuff. And I think that's great and stuff. I mean,
I gotta make a point real quick. Yeah. So as much as I love the movie as a child, and as much as I love the movie, seeing it today, as much as I want to keep my mind as being a child and appreciating the movie, I can't help but to ask myself a few questions that were really haunting me throughout this movie. Number one, if they're brothers, right? I just don't understand how Mustafa get a whole name and Scar gets a nickname due to the actions of their pre-fight. So like, he's like, so when you think about what Sam just said, it's just like, we got in a fight, you caused this, and not only did I strip you of your name, I also stripped you of your dignity too.
Oh, and I also took your girlfriend that you were pining over too, so that's
Scar. Yeah,
Mufasa was the original. He was the original. He was the Mufasa, without a doubt, was the original Mr. Steal Your Girl.
Yeah,
I mean, it's dominance. That's basically what it was. Basically, their fight really came down to. It established dominance in a way. So it's like, law of the jungle.
Yeah,
it's true.
And speaking of law of the jungle and the circle of life and all this other thing, I just have to know, like, are male lions an endangered species?
In the world of Disney, hold on. In the world of Disney, yes.
Yes, they are. Clearly, they are. Apparently,
that's all I got.
mean, because you got, what was it? Just Mustafa, Scar, and then Simba, and I'm like, that's kind of weird.
Yeah,
okay.
And, for all my vegan lovers out there, I let you know that you could gain 400 pounds of solid steel muscle by just eating beetles.
Eating beetles. I mean, it's meat.
Yeah.
I mean, there is a lot of protein.
It is protein in bugs. No bullshit.
Okay.
That's not even a joke.
Yeah. So because Simba got ripped. The hyenas got ripped. Scar, on the other half, it was just not looking good for my man.
I mean, but you know what?
But it was the same thing that it was the same thing that went on with him in the cartoon. The only thing that happened with Scar was he maintained that mane though.
But you know what it goes back to the visuals of it and stuff. Like, and I mean, maybe it's the same because I think Jon Favreau did this just like he did like Jungle Book. Much like Jungle Book, like you get, like I think I already said it before, like it really feels like real life animals. Like I'm still wondering how they did that. Like it's wild to me because they did a good job of making Scar and Mufasa very distinct in their visual looks. Like clearly Scar doesn't have that profound mane like Mufasa does, but you still see it, right? And it's like, okay, he's a little dusty and stuff like that because he ain't really with the crowd like that and stuff. So it's like, all right, cool, whatever and stuff.
That is so true. My man Scar was looking a little ashy.
He was looking mad ashy and stuff. But like everything, and then like even with you see Timon, like there's moments where Timon is literally scratching himself like a meerkat, and like I was like the first time I was like, all right, fine, but then he kept doing it. And I was like, oh, he is an animal, so that makes perfect sense how you do that.
Yeah, and even Simba at times, which bugs were flying past his ear, and you see his ear flicker at times. I thought that was really like really realistic. Again, I can't. For me, in my review, I could not emphasize enough the realism in everything in the animal kingdom. It was on point.
The songs were dope. I will say this. Be Prepared could have been a little bit longer. That's just me.
No, I agree with you. I still wanted the same. Well, again, I'm not gonna spoil, but yeah, I'm with you.
But
go get you the soundtrack because I'm if it had went any longer, 2 hours would have turned into 2 hours and 2 hours and 10, 2 hours and 20.
Very true.
No, it's
I'm
true.
actually glad. Go ahead.
My only thing was there was a certain visual aspect of Be Prepared in this movie that I wanted to see, of course,
I 100% understand. But I think we were on the same page. I was like, okay, cool, fine.
Okay.
Yeah. I was like,
fellas.
That's all it was. It was just a visual thing, man. I mean, come on. But that song is powerful, and just real talk. It's my favorite Disney song of all time.
Oh yeah. I mean, but look, like I said before, Chiwetel, he was cheesing it up just like Jeremy Irons, and that's all I asked.
Yep.
Yeah, he chewed that dialogue up to the point like it started off. I was like, "Is this a different song this year?" Like, are they
definitely changed up the lyrics
in the beginning, and I actually personally like this rendition. I mean, I would have loved, like you said, that visual moment, but
fire and all that stuff.
It makes more sense in the context of this because. She was the leader of them, and he had to kind of plead his case to them. Not like, all right, they're beneath him kind of situation. Like he had to kind of like make them believe like, all right, I got a better interest for you. So I think it makes more sense in the context of how this movie leveled out. And it's more realistic too.
Yeah. Also shout outs to John Connie, aka Chaka, out here as Rafiki. He was dope. I liked him.
Yeah.
He definitely, I think him and Robert Giuliani and stuff like that, they both basically were playing the same thing and stuff. But like I said, since he's playing this mandrill and stuff like that, and like I said, I know he isn't doing mocap and stuff. I felt that they did a good job of like him mixing up his Swahili and African stuff with him talking English and stuff too at the same time. I thought that was actually pretty cool as well.
Yeah, I agree.
But yeah, I don't know, man. Like I said, I think everything worked out well and stuff. Honestly, I didn't really have any bad things per se about the movie, to be honest.
No, people, go enjoy the film. It's really solid. If you was a fan of it as a child, you'll love it now.
It's kind of like Aladdin.
People that didn't like it, you'll like what they're doing visually. It's a very enjoyable film.
Yeah.
Period.
I mean, y'all ready for Lion King 2, Simba's Pride?
Yes.
I really
bring it. Bring it.
Dude, I'm still looking for my Return to Jafar, dagnabbit. Where's Return to Jafar?
Dude, I said that after Aladdin. I was like, hey, might as well just go ahead and do live action Return to Jafar and the Prince of Thieves movies. You might as well. You're already there and stuff. I mean,
you might have to recast Jafar, but it's okay.
Yeah. You know what though? Like I said, when this movie comes out on Blu-ray, I definitely want to see the behind the scenes of how they accomplish all that. Because like I said, it's just, you see the teaser trailer and you're like, okay, whatever. I think that I only saw the teaser trailer. I didn't see any trailer after that. So I was like, all right, how are they going to do this and stuff? And then when you actually watch it, like, no bullshit, when that opening song, like, it's like, oh, this is just like wow, they are not BSing on this. They were just like, all right, we're just going to do this and keep it moving and stuff. So
yeah. And then to add on to this, we watched it in IMAX, you guys. I'm not sure, but if this was in 3D, I'm not sure if it is. I'd like to see what this looks like.
I wouldn't be surprised the 4DX version is probably coming.
Like, for real.
Yeah, they could do a 4DX of it.
I might watch the 4DX just to get that experience and stuff. Because, I mean, just the visuals on the IMAX. Like, I can't imagine seeing this on a regular, 2D screen and stuff, but just the visuals of it and stuff. And I mean, again, this ain't a spoiler, but the whole, stampede scene, it's, visually it pops. Big time. Yeah. I mean, just everything. It's just, this whole movie is just crazy and stuff. I mean, like I said, anybody hating on this movie, I'm like, I don't know what to tell you, man. You just hate your childhood, or you just hate the original Lion King. I mean, I don't know what else to really. That's why it's hard for me to sit there and say if there's any negative. I mean, my only negative was just I wish Be Prepared was this. And
let's just do the simple thing here. Again, if you love this movie as a child, then you'll like it now. If you are skeptical and going to see it now, you'll like it because it's a visually good movie. And you're going to want to see what the hype is about. You want to see these voice actor performances because it's an all-star cast, and you'll be good with that as well too. So let's ask the plain Jane questions everyone always asks. Well, did it do it the original justice? Yes.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah. How did Beyonce
do? Just fine. How did Donald Glover do? Just fine. So is it
Yeah.
funny? Yes.
No.
Should you see it over the weekend? Yes. Should you see IMAX? Yes. All these simple questions you ask.
We didn't talk about this with Donald Glover. I will say this though too. All right, this is a negative. It's just, and I think me and Aris, we talked about this on our regular 3BG podcast when it comes to people that do voice acting and stuff. With Donald Glover, there were times where I felt like Donald Glover was just being Donald Glover in a scene. And I mean, that's not his fault and stuff because that's just who Donald Glover is. But I think it worked for simple moments like when Simba is kind of mumbling to himself. It's just Donald Glover mumbling to himself. It's like, all right, that's fine. That works. And stuff.
Yeah. I mean, look, there was a part, and even though again, it's Donald Glover playing Simba, the moment we saw Simba's progression from cub to full grown lion, basically 400 pounds later. The moment he jumped on the scene, I was really ready to just jump up and say, like, this is Africa.
Basically,
don't let me catch you slipping. Don't let me catch you slipping now.
I mean, and I will say this too. Donald Glover, I'm a fan of his music. I'm a fan of his television stuff that he's done, and then some of his movie stuff as well too. And I will say that for you to make a comment like that, I looked over at Sam, and I said I'm not really picking up his voice, and Sam was like, well, he has a good range in voice acting work, and I said, all right, to his credit, we'll go with that. And I did see his voice scale all over the place from times where I was not able to really recognize his voice to times I was. And Sam, I'm not going to take your point, but you wanted to make a point about how he catered to that Simba role entirely to what Simba's character really represents.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like Simba, the biggest thing about Simba is like he was a happy, sincere, innocent kid, and this trauma happened to him, and like he had to kind of deal with it, and he kind of like forsake everything that he knew. But I think that, like I said, Donald Glover, I think he kept that innocence about him. But even Matthew Broderick, he had a lot of different range changes, in his adult version of Simba in the 1994 version, which I loved that. I mean, Matthew Broderick, he's got like this natural voice where it sounds like Matthew Broderick. And sometimes it's like, okay, he's pissed off right now. So I did like what Childish Gambino did with this one. But I would say this to anybody that is worried about it: stop looking at the TV spots and the clips and the music videos. Just wait till the movie comes out, because I feel like it's going to take away from your experience watching it. Because I think the first time I looked at a little bit of like Can You Feel the Love Tonight, I was like, man, I wish I would have waited till I saw the movie.
You made the mistake. I'm just like, I can wait. It's just like Aladdin. Everybody was like, oh man, whole new world. I don't know. I mean, feeling it. But then when you watch the movie proper, you're like, oh, this is actually pretty dope.
Well, Well, I'm also going to add something to that real quick too. Now, the whole new world video that got released, the people that sung that song were not the people that sung it in the movie.
Oh no! I think we talked about that in the Aladdin review and stuff. So you're right on that.
That's what really that was the one that I wish I had not listened to. But yeah, this one is by the same people voice and obviously they're world trained performers as well. So like you come on now, like I'm not even a Beyonce fan, but Beyonce now, except when it's remaking old can't think of the name of the song.
Lego.
Beyond that,
just saying, I didn't want to open that can of worms, but okay.
You're right. That's a great song. I love it actually. But anyway, besides the point, you just know that there was a good deal in confidence with Childish Gambino and Beyonce taking one of Disney's most coveted songs of all time, and even the sample that came out, then the whole song came out. When you see it put together with the visuals and the mannerisms by the lines and with it, it's by far one of the best scenes I've seen in a Disney movie ever. It just all comes together perfectly.
Oh, also, I'm challenging people that see this review and is also listening to this review. I challenge you guys to spot Phil Lamar's voice in this movie. I spotted it though. I challenge you because I heard it and I was like, oh shit, that's Phil Lamar. But I didn't say anything. I was like, okay, let's see if anybody picked up on that.
Agreed.
Wait, what? Hold on. I don't want to even. I'm gonna look it up.
Afterwards.
Trust me,
Yeah, I'm gonna
when
look
you
it up.
see it, when you see who it is, you're like, how the hell did I not pick that up? Trust me.
Oh my goodness. All
But
right,
anyways,
I'll do that.
yeah. But anyways, I don't know where y'all sit at on the scale for this movie.
So, I mean, look, the rating scale is always a hard thing for me. Whatever it is, it's a little bit less than the Latin.
Is it a go watch?
Oh, go watch. Yeah,
It's a go.
weekend,
It's definitely
go
a go watch without a doubt.
and spending money on the IMAX.
Oh, yeah,
Easily.
take the kids and everything.
If it's 3D, get it. If it's 4DX, get it. Whatever the best way you can see this movie, go see it. That's my thing.
Yeah.
It's definitely a go watch for me. I didn't rate it in my review because I mean technically it is the original one. Like I can't sit there and be like, oh well, this is better than that because it's gonna hurt somebody. So I just personally think that if you enjoyed the original one, you're gonna really enjoy this one. It adds a whole different depth to what these characters visually look like, and it adds a little bit more nuance to the characters that I loved. So it's definitely a go watch for me.
Yeah. Like I put it in that category, kind of like because that's what I said. Well, I think this experiment Disney is doing with these live action films. Again, I think you're going to get your hits like Aladdin, Jungle Book, and Lion King. You're going to get your ones where people are kind of like iffy with Beauty and the Beast and stuff. I was kind of iffy on it a little bit.
Beauty and the Beast, Cinderella.
Dumbo. I didn't hate. It's just I questioned their decision making on how they went about that movie and stuff in terms of who they wanted to focus the movie on and stuff. But again, you take a movie that was like an hour and 15 minutes and you span it out to 2 hours, something got to give. So it's whatever. So I think now I'm at a point where it's like, all right, what are you going to do next, live action wise? I think Mulan's going to be up next. I know a lot of people feel some sort of
Maleficent.
No, I'm talking about in terms of like the cartoon to live action thing. Maleficent is I get what you're saying because I mean maybe they do a legit Sleeping Beauty.
That's what it's looking like, and that's a very interesting tactic by them. But that is what it's looking like now.
I was just gonna ask you that, Najee. Do you think that that's what these two Maleficent movies are leading up? Like they're gonna lead up to the official Sleeping Beauty movie?
So look,
really?
I'm not even going to joke. Maleficent is the best live action Disney movie, period. So I'm definitely on board for what they're doing with that project, and seeing what I've seen in that trailer, I'm even more invested because it looks like they're getting ready to try something very different and unique. And I'm definitely.
I mean, if it does change at the origin to where that Sleeping Beauty movie turns into a dragon and the prince and all that stuff, that'll be okay. That's a good backdoor pilot into a Sleeping Beauty movie, but okay.
Now we know the world loves dragons. We know what HBO has done with a dragon budget. What is Disney going to do with a dragon budget? You just wait for that.
Well, I know one Disney movie I would definitely like to see, and I know nobody has probably ever talked about it. I would like to see a live action The Black Cauldron.
See, and that's the thing. That's the thing too that they're going in because apparently you got Lady and the Tramp upcoming later this year. Apparently, I mean they've done live action Peter Pan multiple times from different companies and stuff, but you already know that's going to come. Apparently they're doing the Sword and the Stone, which I'm like, all right, King Arthur again, but fine. We already know they're doing Mulan, which. Whatever, that's a different conversation altogether. And Little Mermaid, you already know that. So, like I said, hopefully it stays on this track of they got some good hits and stuff, and it lends them to be able to do something different than what they couldn't do in the cartoon or something like that too. Like I said, they add all these little additions and stuff. So, like I said, go see Lion King. It's definitely worth it. I got nothing else. So
that's it.
Yeah, so with that in mind, I guess we catch you guys later. Peace out.
Done.
Later, y'all.